Greetings, magnificent, beautiful spirit soul, divine person that you are. You are beyond definitions. You are beyond meanings that you have been given as to who you are and what you are. My topic, sweet one, breathe first into your heart, right where you are. How to be eternally fortunate, lucky, and abundant. Fortunate, lucky, and abundant. All right, that's your nature. And if you don't feel that, then there's something in the way. And what is that? It's a thought. That's all it is. And what we want to do here is realize, I wanted to look here, is what's going on continuously is a what would you say, a narrative, a story, a line of information to get people to line up in formation, to, inform, take a form, like a school. That's what schooling is, to get everyone going like a fish in the same direction. That is not the ideal of an educational system. An educational system has to start with who you are as a person, how this reality manifests, how you can manifest your reality within a reality that's actually set up to destroy you and to impoverish you and to imprison you in a digital world of lack and limitation. You got to make it simple. Got to make it simple. It's all operates very simplistically. It's very natural. I was just a little bit ago watching, there's a little male ducky, a drake, and a little hen, little female ducky. And they were walking, it's on the snow, and they're just, chugging along, doing their thing. There they are, a little couple, and they're getting ready to have, she's going to lay little eggs, and I eat eggs sometimes, but not fertilized. I don't eat fertilized eggs. No, because there's a person there then. And just watching them, and they're in their little world there. They're doing their little thing as these ducks are. You have a nature, and your nature is divine. And your nature is really part of the all-powerful, all-knowing, and everywhere present. And see, in my work, I use some of the basics that have helped me to get to where I am in consciousness and manifestation through metaphysics. Metaphysics means to tell you, in a sense, what's beyond the physical, what makes up the physical. But metaphysics has nothing to do with who you are. Don't think metaphysics has something to do with you are. It's always explaining this world and how this world is operating. First is all is mind. So you can see it's a mental world. And if you're living in a mental world, you're living in a mind. Everything is active in your thinking and analyzing and figuring out and judging and trying to solve problems by thinking of a new answer and a new way to get along. And I remember in relationships, what would I say? In fact, years ago, I had read this book, Fascinating Womanhood, and you were supposed to then act like you were really stupid around a man so that he would actually help you, and then you could control him that way by you acting like you were really stupid. Well, to me, that's really stupid. But anyway, I tried it once, and I was single, and had this luncheon date with this man, and I got there late. And I did that on purpose to say, there's so much traffic. I get so lost in traffic, I can hardly deal with it. And I just so he's kind of looking at me like, but I'm doing my thing. And then pretty soon, I say, everything about it, I was just telling me, I wasn't able and I didn't know how to do it. And I was kind of dumb and so I'm naive. I never heard from him again. I tried to be a surrendered wife once in a Vedic way. That doesn't work either because it's so confusing out there. Because if you're trying to make a relationship based on sitcoms, then you have to be sarcastic to each other and one-upsmanship all the time. Or if you're trying to have a relationship based on who's dominant and who's subdominant, or how they're dominating with words and you're being dominated with words, or they're controlling you and your actions so you can have a relationship, and you're going to have to betray yourself because you don't want to betray them, and then you want to help them be all they can be, so you'll diminish yourself to be less because they get threatened when you're who you are, and when you know what you know, then they feel threatened, and then they've got to whittle you down again to size to make sure that you fit into their plan as to who you're going to be and what's going to happen. But to be eternally fortunate and to be eternally abundant and wealthy and lucky, you first of all have to get that you are. And then how you want to do that, you start validating everything. You know, people say, just my luck, when my ship comes in, my pier will sink. Oh, everybody goes, ha, 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 because they're all having a beer together and talking about how miserable it is and how you lost this and they stole that and they took that and they did this and they did, man, we're all saying our misery story. I suffered a lot, well, we'll give you an award. I suffered more than you, so we'll give you an award. You've got certain groups that are running the world based on guilt, making everybody else feel guilty for what they did to these people, but those people did it to their own people, and they did it to the other people, but they always claim they're victims so that they can get as much money and power and control from everybody else as they possibly could want, because then they build themselves into, we own the world. Well, good for you, but you have no soul. So you're not an eternal being anymore. You lost your immortality. You lost your eternality because you sold it. You gave it away so that you are now a digital reality. You are a statistic, the person. You are a number on a piece of paper. And you are run by numbers and letters and words and statements and beliefs and concepts and realities. And you are now in a herd of insects with you call hive mentality, where everybody's the same. Nobody's different. We move alike, we talk alike, we act alike, we look alike, we are alike, we There you go. Don't do it. Now, I'm not going to tell you everybody's going to go along with you, because they're not. They're programmed. And when you stand back and you witness, they're always affirming how unlucky they are. And they're trying to get lucky. You get people going to the casino. Seniors, they know nothing what else to do. They could be helping people, making gardens, helping the youth. They could be in their spiritual work and becoming powerful, know what they're going to do when they leave their body, so that you don't re-enter the reincarnation cycle and get sucked again and taken of all your energy and vitality, as this is the only reality. This is a reality. That's it. A reality. And you are a divine being with unlimited powers and qualities and abilities. And that's what you want to serve. So first of all, start acknowledging and appreciating your good fortune in everything. And what a beautiful day. How fortunate. How wonderful. It isn't that you're just, what would you say, just being happy with your meager little bit. But you know what? If you could be happy with whatever you have, okay, you're not living in a state of dissatisfaction or a state of lack or a state of not good enough or a state of not making it and all of this. And so when you leave your body, you hold your consciousness. You don't lose your consciousness in your choices. It's a very simple thing. You slip out, there you are. Don't go to the light and tunnel. You want information on that? Email me. This has been very, very important. Don't go along to get along with the crowd. The crowd isn't going to validate this. I know I spoke at a metaphysical center recently, and my ideas are way too far out from them because they have a business now. And with a business, we've got these little things that we're trying to do here to get you to believe, because they've all been taken over by insecure, fear-based people, okay, who actually are using you. That's what they're doing. They're using you and your divine power, making you feel unlucky, making you feel you're not good enough, making you feel you're too old. You're too old. We don't want you anymore. You're too old. You don't have anything good to say. What do you mean? You have wisdom. What do you mean? You're not an age. You've never been an age, and you've never been a nationality. You have never been just a sexual being. That's what you are? Not at all. You are a divine being with all divine powers, abilities, and qualities. Let's activate them now. Essene teachings of Yeshua and the health and the vitality. Remember I suggested Shmuel Asher's book, The Land of Meat and Honey. Shift your entire reality back to being a divine being. Take your power back. Own it. Live it now. Nobody or nothing can stop you from this. And so my work is to empower you, because I know who you are. And in that, I celebrate the greatness of your being. I relish it. I love it. And I acknowledge our togetherness as we link up. I am a fortunate person. You want to say that? I am lucky. You want to say that? I am wealthy and prosperous. You want to say that? Great. Now own it, believe it, and know it, and you are. Good going.